What is going on, everybody? I am Mike. Welcome back to Tech 24/7 TV. I am glad that you're back with me today because we are talking about something that is really near and dear to my heart. That is iPad keyboards. Now, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, really any amount of time, you know that I have seen the gamut of keyboards. I've seen bad keyboards and I've seen good keyboards, and some in between, not a whole lot. They're really at the far end of the spectrums. Now, if you're anything like me, having a good keyboard for your iPad is really essential, no matter if you're using your iPad as a casual user or if you are full-fledged using it as your computer replacement. That's because a keyboard, a trackpad is really about enabling you to do meaningful, productive work when you are at your iPad. Now, I think that this new keyboard is something that you are going to be interested in if you are the owner of a 7th or 8th generation iPad. Let's get started. This is the Brydge 10.2 Max Plus, and it is $130 and can be purchased from Brydge's website. I'll put a link down in the video description below in case you want to pick one for yourself. Now, this keyboard really builds upon the success that Brydge had early on with good keyboards that have good typing experiences. It layers in their partnership with OtterBox as giving a protective layer to your iPad, and then sprinkles on Apple's latest functionality for the trackpad in iPadOS 14.5. So you're really getting three great experiences here. Now, you will need iPadOS 14.5 to make sure that you're running and it works effectively. Now, just to be transparent, this video is not sponsored by Brydge. They did provide this keyboard for me to go ahead and review, but they have no control over the editorial content that you are watching right now. And as a matter of fact, they are watching this at the same exact time you are. Let's talk about the keyboard and the typing experience. The 10.2 Max Plus has a full row of function keys located at the top of the keyboard that's going to give you quick access to all the normal functions that you would need on your iPad. You can raise and lower the brightness, raise and lower the volume, play, pause, fast forward media, lock the device, the full gamut. You know what they are. The keys themselves are quite large. They are flat, so they don't necessarily have a concave surface. And I'm be honest with you, I'm someone who can get used to typing on any keyboard, and this keyboard is no different. They do feel different than the Magic Keyboard, so they're maybe not as springy, but I would say that they do offer a good typing experience. Now, the trackpad itself is actually quite large. It's going to be 4 inches wide by almost 2.5 inches tall, which is actually bigger than the trackpad itself on the Magic Keyboard for the iPad. You also get a case for the back of your iPad, which is made by OtterBox, giving you 4-foot drop protection. Now, this is going to protect your iPad from most things, though I'm not going to test the drop protection for you. You're going to have to take Brydge's word on it. All the normal buttons and cutouts are available, allowing you quick and easy access to the speakers, the volume rocker, the sleep wake button. In addition to the buttons have good tactility, they just feel good in your hands. I don't know about you, but many people, including myself, have had trouble in the past inserting their iPad into the Brydge keyboard because of the way that the hinge mechanisms worked. Well, new in this version of the keyboard, there is a magnet included on the hinges themselves, and your iPad kind of effortlessly slides into the hinges, and it just works. In terms of battery life, Brydge rates that you're going to get 6 months of battery life under normal conditions, which is about 2 hours a day according to their calculations. Now, the keyboard does have a backlight that can be set to 3 different stages, and that's going to impact how much battery life you're going to get out of the keyboard itself. Now, included in the box is going to be a USB-C cable, which is going to plug directly into the side of the keyboard, and that's actually how to charge it. At the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, is the 10.2 Max Plus worth the $130 price tag, especially when you compare it to the sea of other keyboards that are available today? So I would say that if you are looking for a keyboard that has a good typing experience, has the integrated trackpad that is supported by iPadOS and Apple's updates, also that the keyboard is going to be software updatable, so anything comes out in the future, Brydge should be able to go ahead and address that with a software update to the keyboard, that this might be the keyboard for you. There are a lot of things that I like about the keyboard. So one, it does have a good typing experience. Two, the trackpad experience is very good. It's exactly what you would see on the Magic Keyboard or any other keyboard that supports the trackpad itself. The trackpad has a very large surface area. As I mentioned, it is the largest surface area that I found on a trackpad that is supported by Apple. And number 3, you are getting a protective case for the iPad that is not overly bulky and still balances protection for the iPad. Now, that's not to say that everything is perfect. There are a few things that I don't like about it. One, the case material, it highlights fingerprints. So if you have greasy fingers or you tend to touch a lot of different things and then touch the case, know that you're going to have to carry something around to wipe down the case because it's probably going to bother you. 2, the fact that it doesn't use the smart dock connector. Now, that's not necessarily a big deal from the fact of battery life or performance. It does just highlight the fact that you still have to use Bluetooth to go ahead and connect to your device. If you're not necessarily skilled with that, it shouldn't be a big deal because you're only going to connect to it once, not necessarily time and time again. Other than that, I do think this is going to be a good buy for most people because when you compare it against the other keyboards that are in the same price range, like the Logitech Slim Folio Pro, I think the name is, that's about $10 or $15 more expensive. It does have a slightly different typing experience experience. It's not better, but it's just different. I guess maybe that's the only way to explain it. But the way that you connect the keyboard bottom half to the actual iPad doesn't really make a lot of sense, and the keyboard disconnects a lot. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag there. Now, let me know if you have any questions down in the comments below. My name is Mike. This is Tech 24/7 TV. I will catch you in the next one.